Hey Masked Singer UK fans, we've got some exciting news because today we finally got all 12 costumes for season 4 of The Masked Singer UK. So let's break down all the costumes because some of them are really cool, including a duet costume. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. So, Series 4, Season 4 of The Masked Singer UK will begin on New Year's Day. That's right, on January 1st, 2023, which 2023 still seems like a really odd year. Like, I don't know. It seems like 2020 hit, and then we just jumped forward 3 years because of how crazy things have been between COVID, wars, and so on and so forth. But Series 4/Season 4 of The Masked Singer UK is promised to be one of the best ones with even bigger celebrities. And that comes straight from the press release, so it makes me wonder, how big of a celebrity are we talking about here? Are we talking about A-star celebrities, A-listers? Are we talking about folks from the US? Are we talking about Australians? Are we talking about England? I mean, I'm so excited. There's a lot of things, really, honestly, that we could go with when it comes to this filming. So, as I mentioned before, we talked about the judges. We talked about kind of the set and the setup on other videos. But today is the first time that we finally got to see all 12 costumes. And they gave it to us in a video on Instagram. So, let's check out this video. Here we go. Okay, so we knew about some of those, and that list, I'll read them back to you, okay? So we have the Pigeon, the Phoenix, the Cat and Mouse, which is the duet costume. We have Knitting, which is very fitting, I think. We have Otter, which I was saying was a scuba otter. I was kind of close, right? We had Fawn. We have a ghost. I like this ghost because it isn't like a spooky, creepy ghost. It's like just a sheet with the eyes out, and like a thing you would have as a kid. So I kind of like that. We have a jacket potato. I was calling it the baked potato, but really and truly, it's just a potato in a jacket. I guess that kind of works out. We have rubbish or trash. We have Rhino, jellyfish, and as I was saying before, a cherry cake, but it really is just a piece of cake, which is also kind of really funny. Now, they didn't really give us any preview photos besides the ones we saw in the video. So we're going to take a look first and go through all these characters. First is the Pigeon. And looking at the Pigeon, it's got glasses up here. So maybe it's someone who's a little bit older and they have a knitted sweater. So, I mean, maybe this is an older character. After this, we wind up going through the Phoenix, which we already talked about before. I love this costume. The Cat and Mouse is a really cool costume. It's a duet. It looks like a male and a female, and if you notice, it kind of looks like one of them is dressed up as Sherlock Holmes and the other one as a robber, right? Because you got the stripes, where the cat is the one with a Sherlock Holmes hat, and then the mouse has that, the mask, like they're robbing a place, and the stripes is that they're in jail. So, and actually, it looks like in a way there's a money bag. So, kind of works out. So maybe it's a detective, maybe not Sherlock Holmes, but a detective trying to catch the mouse. Oh, I get that now, because the mouse is always trying to get the cat. And that makes actually a lot more sense. The costume after that was Knitting. Cute costume, we showed this one before. After that was Otter, we talked about before also as well. We've got scuba diving, and I still love that scuba diving outfit. It is really cute and very fitting. The question is it a girl or a guy? I think this is a girl. You let me know in the comment section. After that is the Fawn. Pretty simple costume for once, actually. Nothing too crazy. It's got a jacket on there and like a little bow, but nothing screams out like it's a crazy costume. I think maybe this person does dance a lot, just based off of the costume. Just figuring that out right there. After this, we had the ghost, which I said before is just a fun little costume. Reminds me of the costumes you had as a kid, where your parents would literally just cut the eyes out and put it on and just go, boo! You didn't have that costume? We did. It was a big costume growing up. Then we have Potato Jacket, which I still can't believe that is the name of this character. I still think that Baked Potato would have been fitting, or just potato and tinfoil. I don't know, but Jacket Potato, it's a kind of a cool potato. I don't know. You let me know. Do you think there was a better name for that one? After that, we had the Rubbish, which is a very clever costume, especially the way they did the eyes. If you look, it kind of looks like soda cans that they kind of put together that are empty, that are looking out. Very clever. Very clever. For some reason, it almost looks like there's also like horns coming out of the eyes. I'm not really sure, like on the sides. Not sure what that's all about, but this is a clever costume. You could totally make this into a Halloween costume next year if you really wanted to. I kind of... Not a bad idea, right? We had the Rhino, which we talked about before. Jellyfish is kind of cool. I feel like the jellyfish costume, just like the lion costume, is one of those where every different version of the Masked Singer, whether it's Australia, Italy, I think Mexico, and US, of course, did a version of the jellyfish. So it makes sense for us to have a jellyfish here, because I don't think we've had one in a while. But this is a very different one. And it also makes me wonder how this person can see through this mask, because the umbrella part of it like comes down to here. Unless that material is see-through and we just can't really see it because they photoshopped the photo just a little bit so that, you can't really tell. I don't know. It is clever. Very, very orange and pink. So it asks the question, is this a girl or a guy? Who knows at this moment? I do like this one. Also looks like the fingers come to a point. Maybe I'm just looking at the photo weirdly, but it does look like that, like tinfoil fingers. I don't know. You let me know what you think of this costume in the comment section. After this costume, we got to see the piece of cake. I'm sorry, it's a cherry cake. Maybe, all right, my fans in the UK, let me know. Because I've never had a cherry cake before. Does that look like the definition of a cherry cake to you? Because looking at it straightforward, the head is a cherry with whipped cream on top. Then the hands have cherries on them. And by the view of this, it looks like there's cherry filling and cherries inside the cake. It's a cherry cake. I don't know. I've always said this about costumes. I feel like before they reveal a costume, they should ask the audience what they should call it. Because even though it's labeled a piece of cake, I'm sure when the season finally starts, people are just going to call it a cherry cake. And I always joke because it's like the Bridezilla. Where's that costume at? It's over here somewhere. I always joked because it wasn't called Bridezilla, but it was a dinosaur as a bride, and they called it Bride. Should have been Bridezilla. Same thing with Snowstorm. What did Snowstorm here? Okay, it was, everyone knows it's a snowflake. Why would you call that a snowstorm? Ask your fans before you start naming costumes. I know. And then I think the last one we have, I think that actually was the last one, wasn't it? Piece of cake was the last one. Okay, so let me know in the comment section which costume is your favorite. Obviously, we don't have any clues yet. I know they put up a little thing about knitting, but it really is like 2 seconds of this and her sitting there, and there really was nothing to make a guess off of. No clues, kind of no nothing. But in the comment section, once again, let me know which one is your favorite. I don't know. I really enjoy the ghost because it's so simple and so funny at the same time. But, if I had to pick one that I say I love so much, so I'm going to go with the Jacket Potato. I don't know why. Or Potato Jacket, whatever you want to call it. It's goofy. It's clever. I like goofy. I like clever. So, there you go. Anyway, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, guys. See you later. Bye.